bunch. Starter will indicate as such, and the racing will begin. This is a 20 lap, 5 kilometer final. No qualifying here, straight to final. And scratch race, pretty much what you think of when you think of a bike race. First rider across the line at the end of the designated distance is the winner. If a rider laps the field, they're just a lap up. And their relative position with respect to all other riders that are a lap up will determine their finishing order, and then the remaining finishing places will come from the field. So once again, 5 kilometers, 20 laps on the 250-meter Siberian Pine Oval. It is the Velo Sports Center. Be sure to check out the Velo Sports Center on all of their socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Last call, 228, Craig Parker. .231, Prechtel. At the rail. Last call, Craig Parker. I believe Prechtel's at the rail, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Prechtel's waving at the rail. Yep. Okay, and they're rolling out for their neutral lap. We'll remind everybody neutral always means together, never means slow. If they're handsomely bunched when they come around, starter will indicate. And the pistol signifies that the bunch is handsome. They are racing. This is your men's 60 to 64 scratch race final. 5 kilometers. We have a rider off the front. Find out who that is here momentarily. 205. 205 is off the front. That's Joseph of the United States. Pulling 2 other riders off the front. The rest of them making up their minds. 227 and 229 have joined the fun. Nolan and Paulson. Larry Nolan of the United States, no stranger to these championships. A potent group off the front. They've got about a quarter of a lap lead on the field as the Australian rider 211, William Gordon, looks to close the gap, pulling others from Australia with him. 16 laps to go, 1 kilometer down, 4 to go. It's now a group of 6. The podium is off and away, perhaps. See how things shake out here. A little disorganization now as the group got too large to maybe hang together and cooperate. They're going about 30 miles an hour in that front group, but the back group has closed the gap and is closing in. So the breakaway has been more or less neutralized. 14 laps to go. Some gaps in the field, but otherwise that initial breakaway neutralized with 13 laps to go. We're approaching the halfway point. This is only a 20-lap race. And there comes another attack. We got 2 riders off the front. (15 and 24), Brent Kay and Kevin Metcalf off the front. Working well together. (11 laps to go. There are your 2 leaders. 2 riders have been pulled. No organized chase coming from the field while Metcalf and Kay continue to ride off the front. Got a rider in no man's land as we hit the halfway point. 10 laps in, 10 laps to go. 2:31, I believe that's Prechtel in no man's land. Between front 2 riders and the field. About a half lap lead for our 2 leaders, Kay and Metcalf. Prechtel still trying to close in. He's about a quarter lap down on the field. Kay and Metcalf a little over 30 miles an hour. Seven laps to go. Less than a quarter, well, yeah, less than a quarter lap for Kay and Metcalf. About to go a lap up, perhaps. Looking at the metric mile to go. 6 laps remaining in the race. Once again, if those 2 riders catch the field, it'll be their relative position within the field that'll determine gold and silver. Bronze to perhaps belong to Prechtel if he could stay away from the field. And the field now has 4 to go. Sorry, Prechtel off the front. The other 2 have been given the lap. So Kay and Metcalf with the lap in the field. 1 kilometer to go. Prechtel with a half lap lead, looking to put himself on the podium as now everyone else is starting to ask themselves where their plans went. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go, and it's 2:27 coming to the front. Australians marking them. Larry Nolan, people watching Nolan in black, coming up on 2 laps to go. Prechtel still off the front, still about with a half lap, field at 28 miles an hour. Nothing serious from these gentlemen yet. Prechtel gets the bell, perhaps the bronze, as the rest of the field sees what they can do. Nolan coming to the front, driving a hard bargain. Prechtel trying to hold things off. And it's going to be unofficially Prechtel with the bronze. Best of the rest is 2:07. Duguay of Chile. And I think we can all agree that that was a great scratch race. Hats off to Brent Kay and Kevin Metcalf for that gutsy move early on. Dave Prechtel for doing it solo. Once again, all of that is unofficial and for entertainment purposes only. Official results come from officials, and I'm not one. So our next race is the 55 to 59 men's scratch race. Once again, a 5-kilometer, 20-lap affair. Once again, riders, please clear the track as soon as practical on the back straight. So once again, riders, just go ahead and come off the back straight. The gate there is open on the back straight as we bring up our riders for our next event, the men's 55 to 59 scratch race final. Once again, one and done. Our sprinters will be up next. After that will be the team sprint finals. Those riders can head to bike check at the appropriate time. Our first team is off and underway, team 920, France. .22.5 opening lap. We need coaches off the track. Bell and 1 to go as France sets the 500-meter time to beat of 39.552. And France sets the time to beat with a 57.288. 57.288, 47 kilometers per hour from a standing start. Stand riders, please clear the track on the back straight. Heat 2 of 9 coming on track now. Team 950, Allen, Mullica, and Odell. Also of the United States. Once again, these are 500-meter time trials, 2 laps. Our 2-up heats. We'll have riders starting from the home and back straight. Atmore in white, starting from the home straight. Sendifer in dark blue, starting from the back straight. This is heat 1 of 9. These riders will be setting the time to beat. And heat 1 of 9 off and underway. Phone 1 to go. 23.1 and 25.6. The opening lap times for Sendifer and Atmore respectively. Rider 216 should be through bike check and 216. Yeah. And Sendifer finishes with the time to beat a 39.703. And Atmore second place with a 43.724. On track now, heat 2 of 9, starting from the home straight. Eric Salander of the United States of America, and on the back straight, rider 212, Matthew Gorski of the U.S. Salander in the orange, Gorski in blue.
Dean, I thought they were supposed to put you to work.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Okay.
I wanted to watch these races.
What's that?
I wanted to watch these races.
Yeah.
Felon one to go for both riders. Salander and Gorski with the second and third fastest opening laps, 24.2 and 25.2. And Salander finishes second fastest of the riders so far with a 41.862. Gorski third fastest of the riders so far with a 43.434. Next up will be a one-up heat, heat number 3 of 9, David Story, rider number 236 from the United States of America. And heat 3 of 9 is off and underway. Seems to be an issue with the bike. Slipped. Slipped wheel. Puncture. Going on to heat number 4. In heat number 4, rider number 219, Carlos Daniel Lobruto of Argentina will be starting on the home straight. And on the back straight, rider number 232, George Prosalentis of Australia. And both riders are off and underway. This is heat number 4 of 9. Timed final, 500 meters for men 60 to 64. Lobruto, new best time at the 250 with a 22.7. Prosalentis, second fastest with a 23. Lobruto finishes second fastest so far with a 40.068. Prosalentis, third fastest so far with a 40.210. Sendifer still with the fastest time so far, 39.703. Prosalentis on the bubble, third fastest so far as we bring up heat number 5. On the home straight, rider number 214, Reggie Jones. And on the back straight, rider number 222, John Mayer of Canada. We'll have heat 3 re-riding after heat number 7. This is currently heat number 5. Heat 5 of 9 off and underway. Mayer getting out quickly. Second fastest at the 250, Mayer with a 23.054. Jones, seventh fastest with a 25.2. Mayer finishes third fastest so far with a 40.188. Jones, eighth fastest so far with a 43.758. 43.758 for Reggie Jones. Mayer now on the bubble, still the time to beat, 39.703 set by Glenn Sendifer. Second place, Lobruto at 40.068, and on the bubble, third fastest so far, Mayer with a 40.188. On track now, heat 6 of 9. Starting from the home straight, rider number 238, Jay Wolkoff, and on the back straight, rider 213, Marvin Hall, also of the United States. And heat 6 of 9 is off and underway. Wolkoff with a blistering start. New best time at the 250 with a 20.855. Marvin Hall second fastest with a 21.4. Wolkoff's continuing to lay down new best times as he comes onto the home straight. New best time, Jay Wolkoff, 36.588, 36.588 for Jay Wolkoff. Second fastest so far, Marvin Hall with a 36.857. Glenn Sandifer moves down to the bubble, third fastest so far. Jay Wolkoff comes to the top of the leaderboard. On track now, heat 7 of 9, starting on the home straight, rider number 206, Ade Dent of Great Britain. And on the back straight, rider number 239, Carlos Daniel Zacavo of Argentina. Heat 3 will have a re-ride after this heat. Heat 3 will have a re-ride after this heat. And heat 7 of 9 is off and underway. Once again, heat 3 will be up next for that re-ride. Zacavo sets a new best time at the 250 with a 2:3.57. Dent, second fastest so far, with a 20.773. Wolkoff falling to third as Dent finishes with a new best time, 36.189. Zacavo second fastest so far with a 36.451. Wolkoff moves to the bubble with a 36.588. Up next, re-ride of heat number 3. David Story of the United States of America, rider 236. Points racers, please proceed to bike check if you've not done so already. Points racers, please proceed to bike check if you've not done so already. Our next event is the points race. And David Story off and underway. This is a re-ride of heat number 3. Up next, heat number 8. Fifth fastest at the 250 with a 22.658. David Story finishes 6th fastest of the racers so far with a 39.727. 39.727 for David Story. 6th fastest so far. Coming on track now, heat 8 of 9, our penultimate heat in the men's 60 to 64 500-meter time trial. Starting from the home straight, rider number 237, Kenneth Todd. And on the back straight, rider number 221, Robbie Mann. And heat 8 of 9 off and underway. Kenneth Todd and Robbie Mann. Going 1 to go. Kenneth Todd with the 5th fastest time so far. Robbie Mann with the 11th fastest. And Kenneth Todd finishes with the 5th fastest time so far, a 38.160. Robbie Mann, 11th fastest so far with a 41.692. Coming up next, our 9th and final heat for the men's 60-64 in the 500-meter time trial. Starting on the home straight, rider number 220, who holds the world best record time in this event, Gary Mandy of Australia. And on the back straight, rider 235, Jeff Stoker of Australia. Heat 9 of 9, off and underway. Mandy in black, Stoker in white. Stoker getting out quickly. Mandy with the best time at the 250, 20.05. Stoker slightly behind him, 20.09. Going to come right down to the finish, ladies and gentlemen, as Mandy finishes with the fastest time, a 34.892. Jeff Stoker, second fastest with a 35.075. Third place, Dave Dent with a 36.189. Coming up next, the points race. Again, this is the time final. These riders will be setting the times to beat. Both riders off and underway. Coulter with the fastest opening lap, 25.36. Jones with a 26.132. Both riders coming up on the halfway point. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Coulter sets the time to beat at the 1K of a 1:19.654. Reggie Jones, second fastest so far with a 1:27.6. Bell and 1 to go for Coulter. Bell and 1 to go for Jones. Coulter sets the time to beat a 2:35.210. 2:35.210 for Thomas Coulter of the United States. Reggie Jones finishes second fastest of the riders so far with a 2:59.192. 2:59.192 for Reggie Jones. Coming up next, heat 2 of 9. Joseph Deck and Eric Solander, both of the United States. Deck starting from the home straight, all in black. Solander starting from the back straight, yellow and orange. Heat 2 of 9 off and underway. New best opening lap at 25.1. From Joseph Deck. Deck continuing to build his lead, setting new best times as he approaches the halfway point. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. 119.025, 119.025 for Deck, and a 120.485 for Solander. Both riders in the back half now. With 2 to go, Deck falling off the pace of Thomas Coulter. Solander putting down the 3rd best time so far as both riders come into the final lap. Deck finishes 2nd fastest so far with a 2:38.939. Solander 3rd fastest so far with a 2:42.902. Thomas Coulter still with the time to beat, 2:35. Deck 2nd fastest, 2:38.9, and Solander on the bubble with a 2:42.9. Coming up next, Heat 3 of 9. Starting from the home straight, rider number 215, Brent Kay, the United States, and on the back straight, rider number 236, David Story, also of the United States. Brent Kay in purple, in black, David Story in purple. David Story with the fastest opening lap so far, fastest half lap. See if he gets full lap here. And he does. Fastest opening lap so far of a 24.558. Brent Kay right behind him, 24.754. Brent Kay now setting down new best times with 5 to go. Both riders approaching the halfway point. Brent Kay with a new best time at the 1K split of a 1:17.946. David Story, fourth fastest so far with a 1:20.262. Brent Kay continuing to set new best times as we come into the final lap. New best time, Brent Kay, 2:30.738. David Story of the United States finishes third fastest of the riders so far with a 2:38.511. 2:38.511. Puts himself on the bubble. Brent Kay with the fastest time so far. Thomas Coulter, second fastest. David Story, third fastest with a 2:38.5 as we bring up heat number 4. On the home straight, Glenn Sandifer of the United States, and on the back straight, David Morgan, also of the United States. And heat number 4 of 9, Glenn Sandifer and David Morgan off and underway. Sandifer in the blue and green, Morgan in black. Sandifer with the fastest opening lap, 23.6. Both riders coming up on the halfway point, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Sandifer second fastest with a 1:18.2. Morgan fourth fastest with a 1:19.0. Both riders with 2 laps to go. Bell and 1 to go for both riders. David Morgan finishes second fastest of the riders so far with a 2:34.775. Glenn Sandifer finishes fourth fastest of the riders so far with a 2:38.201. Thomas Coulter now on the bubble. And we should have rider 201, Joseph Atmore on the home straight, rider 217, Greg Langer on the back straight. 217 on the back straight, and we should have Peter Megdahl and Joseph Paulson in the ready areas, home straight and back straight respectively. Are running these as 2-ups. Still the time to beat the 2:30.738 set by Brent Kay. Heat 5 of 9 off and underway. Heat 5 of 9 off and underway. Joseph Atmore in the white and blue. Greg Langer, dark blue. Langer and Atmore with the 5th and 10th fastest opening laps so far. Langer 8th fastest at the 1K with a 1:21.117. Atmore 9th fastest with a 1:26.630.
Langer finishes 7th fastest with a 2:38.994. 2:38.994, 7th fastest so far for Greg Langer. Joseph Atmore, 10th fastest so far with a 3:02.947. 3:02.947. As we bring up heat number 6, Peter Megdahl on the home straight, Joseph Paulson on the back straight. We should have David Prechtel in the ready area on the home straight and David Fetta in the ready area on the back straight. This is heat 6 of 9 in the men's 60-64 individual pursuit, 2 kilometer, timed final. Thomas Coulter on the bubble. Heat 6 off and underway. Paulson setting new best times as he comes up on 5 laps to go. Coming up on the halfway point. New best time at the 1K, a 1:16.680. In the blue, Joseph Paulson. Black helmet. Megdahl with the white helmet. Joseph Paulson starting to lose that lead a little bit as he comes into the final couple of laps. Now second fastest with a lap and a half to go. Megdahl third fastest, so he's moving his way up the leaderboard. Both riders have gotten the bell, 1 lap to go. Paulson finishes second fastest with a 2:31.578. Megdahl third fastest so far with a 2:32.613. Brent Kay still stands at the top of the leaderboard with his 2:30.738. Megdahl on the bubble with a 2:32.613 as we bring up heat number 7 of 9. David Prechtel of the United States on the home straight, David Fetta of the United States on the back straight. We should have Larry Nolan on in the home straight ready area, and Dave Fairburn of Australia on the back straight ready area. So Brechtel in the black helmet, Feta in the white helmet, as heat number 7 of 9 is off and underway. Feta with the fastest opening lap so far, Brechtel with the 4th fastest. Both riders approaching the 1K split. Feta second fastest with a 1:17.137. Brechtel fourth fastest with a 1:18.016. Two laps to go for both riders. Currently third and fourth fastest so far, Feta and Brechtel. Now that's exchanging. Bell and 1 to go. And David Brechtel finishes third fastest so far, 2:31.586. David Feta, fifth fastest so far with a 2:32.878. 2:32.878 for David Feta, fifth fastest so far. Brechtel puts himself on the bubble, third fastest of the riders so far with a 2:31.586. On track now, heat number 8 of 9 on the home straight, Larry Nolan of the United States of America, and on the back straight, rider number 208, Dave Fairburn. In the home straight ready area, we should have a Dave Dent, and on the back straight ready area, Kevin Metcalf. Ride number 3 in heat number 4 of the quarterfinal round of the men's sprint. We'll follow that. Heat 8 of 9 off and underway. Nolan in black and Fairburn in white. Nolan with the fastest opening lap so far, a 23:197. Fairburn sixth fastest with a 24 knot. Fairburn now settling in. He has the fastest time with 6 laps to go. Both riders approaching the 1K split. Fairburn, fastest time of the day so far with a 1:14.159. So Nolan second fastest with a 1:16.079. And now Nolan has come back. New best times from Nolan. Four and 3/4 faster than Brent Kay with 1 lap to go. Blistering time from Larry Nolan as he comes into the final half lap. And Nolan sets a new best time, 2:25.439, 2:25.439 for Larry Nolan. David Fairburn, second fastest of the riders so far with a 2:26.893. Brent Kay now on the bubble with a 2:30.738 as we bring up our 9th and final heat. A day Dent on the home straight, Great Britain, and Kevin Metcalf of the United States of America on the back straight. Dent with the white shoe covers. Metcalf with black socks. This is timed final. And our 9th and final heat in the men's 60-64 pursuit is off and underway. Our next event, ride 3 of heat 4 in the quarterfinal round of the men's 35-39 sprint. Those riders should be in the ready area. 2nd and 7th fastest opening laps so far for a Dave Dent and Kevin Metcalf respectively. Dent now starting to put down new best times with 6 laps to go. Both riders coming up on the halfway point, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Day Dent about set a new best time. New best time 1:13.3 at the 1K for Day Dent. Third fastest 1:15.2 for Kevin Metcalf. Day Dent building his lead into these final laps. More than a 2-second advantage with 2 laps to go. Kevin Metcalf's setting down times to bring him in third fastest. Half a lap to go. And a Day Dent finishes with the best time 2:25.183. Kevin Metcalf finishes with the third best time 2:26.187. The second fastest time of the day 2:25.439 from Larry Nolan. That is your world's podium. Let's give a big round of applause for all of our competitors in the men's 60-64 pursuit final. As we go to our next event, ride number 3 in heat number 4 of the quarterfinal round of the men's 35-39 sprint. Riders will have drawn for position. We'll find out who's going to start from the inside. And then we will go to our awards ceremony. We will be giving out awards. Hall on the inside in black with a black helmet. Stoker on the outside with white and a white helmet. Rider drawing the inside position is obliged to lead the first part of the first lap at a constant pace, at which point they can slow down, perhaps drawing the other rider to come forward if they don't want to be in the front. "45-degree banking in the turns of the 250-meter velodrome here in Carson, California. Stoker in white behind was the fastest qualifier in the 200 meters. Hall was the 4th fastest. Hall hits the 200-meter line first. Stoker with the longer way to come around. And crosses the line first. And Stoker has been declared the winner. Heat 2 coming on track now. Gary Mandy of Australia and D. Dent of Great Britain. Here's Mandy in black, has drawn the inside position. We'll be going to the 500s next. Those riders should be getting to the ready areas. So Mandy in front, Dent behind. Dent coming up track. Comes up and over with 2 to go. There's the bell, and Mandy comes back to the front. Hits that 200-meter line first. Good bit of daylight between himself and Dent. Comes around the turn. And Mandy takes the first ride. And in ride 2, Jeff Stoker in the white will be starting from the inside position. Marvin Hall in black from the outside position. Stoker won the first ride. He was the fastest of all the competitors in 60-64 in that 200-meter time trial that established the brackets. And Stoker controlling that fall line. Hits 200-meter line first. Checking over his shoulder to see where Hall is. Dosing his speed. And Stoker takes it in 2. Coming up next, ride number 2 of heat number 2 in the semifinal round of the men's sprints for 60-64. Adit Dent and Gary Mandy. Dent will be starting from the inside position. The all-white helmet, dark blue skin suit. Glenn Searle, last call to bike check. Glenn Searle, last call to bike check. Your event, the minor final for men 55-59 is our next race. Last call, Glenn Searle to bike check. Five through 8 for the 60-64 should be going through bike check, if not already through it. Only 0.02 of a second separate these two racers in qualifying speed. So really anybody's race based on those 200-meter times. And Mandy comes to the front. Mandy won the first ride. If he can hold off Dent, he will advance to the ride for gold and silver, and he does. Gary Mandy taking. So John Mayer, rider 222 of Canada in the black and blue, is in the black helmet, is at the line. Sicavo of Argentina in the white and blue is on the outside. Going to imagine that by process of elimination, Kenneth Todd has drawn the inside position. Kenneth Todd in the dark blue. And false start. Get our rudders back together, back up on the line. And once again, Mayer coming to the front. Sacavo behind him. Todd behind him. So Mayer looking to keep the pace up. 2 laps to go. Mayer taking him long. Mayer's got him up to 33 miles an hour. Now Sacavo coming over, taking Townsend with him. And coming down the line is going to be Sacavo crossing the line in front of Townsend, in front of Mayer. A 13.3 final 200 meters for that. And Carlos Daniel Sacavo takes 5th place, Kenneth Todd 6th place, John Mayer 7th place, and then 60-64 sprint. We are now off to time trials for men 70 to 74, the 500 meters. We've got 9 heats. Place. Adi Dent has drawn the inside position. Marvin Hall, the outside position. Hall of the United States in black, with the black helmet, coming up to the line right now. Dent with a white helmet. Starting from the inside. So once again, Dent of Great Britain with the white helmet in front, and Hall of the United States in the black helmet behind. Only 1/10 of a second separating these 2 riders in qualifying. Dent comes down to the pole, the bell rings, signifying 1 lap to go. Hall comes around, waited for him. Hall now in front, Dent having to chase. Oh, opens the door. And Hall crosses the line first. Now, the second ride in the heat to determine 3rd and 4th place between Dent and Hall. Adi Dent will start from the outside this time. Marvin Hall of the United States will start on the inside. So Hall in the black helmet,
Dent in the white helmet. Hall won the first ride between these two. If he wins this ride, he becomes the bronze medalist. Hall still in front with 2 laps to go. Fell and 1 to go. Dent taking a run through the turn. Ooh, side by side at the 200-meter line. Hall with the shorter distance. Dent with the longer one. And Hall crosses the line first. Coming up next, the second ride in the heat to determine first and second place between Jeff Stoker and Gary Mandy. Jeff Stoker in white will be starting from the inside position, Mandy in black from the outside position in this, the second ride in this best of 3 series. Women's 55 plus scratch race. You'll be up next. You should be through bike check.
They're down there near their lockers. The white lockers. Yeah, she'll be racing right after this guy.
Stoker in white, Mandy in black. And Mandy comes to the front, just as Stoker did last time. Fell and 1 to go. Mandy in front, Stoker behind. Mandy crosses that 200-meter line first. Stoker taking a run up. He'll have the longer way to come around in the turn. Side by side they come out, and Stoker takes it in 2. And there's the Madison exchange. Not really. But congratulations. Silver medalist, Gary Mandy. And world champion, Jeff Stoker.